And yet another one of my predictions have come true. Now look, I know because this channel I made is fairly new. I didn't say it on my channel, but I was talking to my friends about future events, and I said something roughly about this would happen. I said two things. I said eventually they're going to push too far, and there's going to be a group that tries to forcefully remove them from office. Now, this is ridiculous. I didn't think this would happen. Or I said you're going to push a man so far, or I said you're going to push one man so far, they're going to do something insane. If you think about it, say the guy lives by himself, he's got a business, he's successful. You take his business from him, you take his income, he can't feed himself, he has nothing, his business won't come back. It's all over for him, he has nothing now. Those are the people who will snap and go crazy, because they got nothing left to lose. Now this is a combination of the two. Roughly, and this is ridiculous. Look at this. FBI says it foiled a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Kidnapping the governor. That's pretty insane.
And I'm gonna go over her statement too, because the first half of it was fine, but the second half was really weird. She just goes off on this weird tangent. Okay, anyway. A militia group planned to violently depose Michigan's government and abduct Governor Gretchen Whitmer, the FBI said in a federal affidavit filed Thursday. Several members talked about murdering tyrants or taking a sitting governor. An FBI agent wrote in the affidavit, "Guys, Jesus, this is not how you do this. We have a legal process we can go through to get her out. You don't go around kidnapping people. Violent overthrow is if we are in a position where there is no way out, no legal process to get rid of somebody, and you are completely under their rule, period. Although I do agree she's acting like a tyrant, but we have a legal process to get rid of her, so you all need to chill." But this is just going to make things worse. The group decided they needed to increase their numbers and encouraged each other to talk to their neighbors and spread their message. And that's a great idea. Hey, I'm going to plan to commit this crime. Let's go tell our neighbors and see if they want to join in. Clearly, you can see we're dealing with very high IQ people here. At least 6 men have been charged in connection with the alleged terror plot, identified as Adam Fox, Barry Croft, Ty Garbin, Caleb Franks, Daniel Harris, and Brandon Castera. Their arrest was first reported by the Detroit News. Okay, jumping ahead a little bit. Nessel said the suspects were all in custody and have been linked to ORANAGE MAN, a Michigan-based militia group. And then here was their plot. The individuals in custody are suspected to have identified the home addresses of law enforcement in order to target them. The plot, she said, had also targeted the state capitol. This is what I mean by they're gonna play the left's game now. The left's doing the same thing with trying to get police officers' addresses and dox them and go down there. Now both sides are doing it. It's gonna get worse. And then the police are in a hard position where if they try to do anything, they'll misconstrue and twist anything to start a riot, because they don't care, they just want to riot. Alright, jumping ahead, again. In June, Fox, the person, not the news station, allegedly live-streamed a video to Facebook in which he excoriated Michigan's restrictions on gyms during the coronavirus pandemic. According to the affidavit, he called Whitmer this tyrant bitch, adding, "I don't know, boys, we gotta do something. You guys link with me on our other location system and give me some ideas of what we can do." Well, I agree with the tyrant statement, but, you know, the rest, nah, not a good idea. So, here's the part where you see we're dealing with not the brightest people. So they go on discussing their plan of where and when to grab her when she's snatch and grab, man. Grab the fucking governor, just grab the bitch. Because at that point, we do that, dude, it's over.
Listen, I'm the one who's gonna grab the governor, and you're the one who's gonna keep his mouth shut.
Now they're referring to, allegedly, this plot was to start the Civil War. Guys, how is this going to start the Civil War? If anything, the spark is going to be within state, local, and federal governments. They start fighting, the people start taking sides. A kidnapping is just going to end with you all dead. My speculation is that these guys thought that the right would go rally around them and defend them, but I do not see that happening. And then at the end, the Hill had to throw this in. President Trump has railed against Michigan's coronavirus restrictions, tweeting in April, "Liberate Michigan." Just had to throw that in there, didn't you? I'm not gonna blame Trump for the actions of crazy people. Just like we don't do that against people on the left. We all know what Trump means. Don't do that actually thing. Don't do that. Okay, I want to go look at her statement because it's really weird. Now, please go watch the full statement yourself. I'm just going to show the really odd parts. Because essentially the first half of the statement was fine. There was nothing wrong with it.
2020 has been a hard year for all of us. Hard for our doctors and nurses and truck drivers, grocery store workers. It's been hard for the teachers and students and parents. Hard for those who have had to stay isolated to stay safe. And it's not over yet.
Okay, first of all, what does this have to do with the events that took place and the rising tensions? Second, they did have to stay isolated because of you, lady. What are you talking about?
This virus is our enemy, and this enemy is relentless. It doesn't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, young or old, rich or poor. It doesn't care if we're tired of it. It threatens us all, our lives, our families, our jobs, our businesses, our economy. It preys on our elderly and medically vulnerable residents. And it has exposed deep inequities in our society.
From a political angle, just going this route is really stupid. These people in government think people are too dumb to realize that it's these people who are shutting things down. And this tension from the shutdowns and her going after people who even remotely try to defy it in any way.
Just last week, the President of the United States stood before the American people and refused to condemn white supremacists and hate groups like these two Michigan militia groups. Stand back and stand by, he told them. Stand back and stand by.
Okay, first of all, I'm not even gonna get the video of condemning white supremacy. Just, you can go look it up. This has been done so many times. Second of all, when he said will you condemn white supremacists, he immediately said sure. He didn't articulate it very well, though. Second, he did not say militia groups like that in Michigan. He was talking about the Proud Boys. Stop lying. Biden specifically said condemn Proud Boys. Proud Boys and all right-wing militias are not the same thing. The Proud Boys are obnoxious frat boys. The ones that were going after you were violent extremists. Don't conflate the two.
Hate groups heard the president's words not as a rebuke, but as a rallying cry, as a call to action. When our leaders speak, their words matter.
Okay, can someone explain to me how you can hear the word stand back and stand by and go, that was a call to action? What? It's literally the opposite. This is where I'm going. You're making very, very poor points. You're trying to say that these extremists heard Trump say, stand back, stand by, then go, this was a rallying cry to get these people to do this to me? What?
When our leaders meet with, encourage, or fraternize with domestic terrorists, they legitimize their actions, and they are complicit. When they stoke and contribute to hate speech, they are complicit.
One, if you're referring to Trump, you're gonna have to name the groups that he met with and encourage quote-unquote hate speech, which is funny because I can argue the exact same thing with the left. You want to look at Portland? There was literally a mayor leading by double digits against Whitmer, who is openly Antifa and has been seen wearing skirts with Che Guevara and Mao, Chairman Mao, biggest mass murderer in history. Wheeler bends over backwards for these people. Kamala and Biden staff members bail out the rioters. This goes both ways. And I would argue, I think it's pretty hard to argue against the fact that this is exactly what the left's been doing. You want to talk about hate speech? Go look up all the videos of Antifa yelling racial slurs at black people as soon as they don't agree. I've literally had this happen to me. I don't know if the person was Antifa or not. They were a leftist, but I've had this happen to me twice.
Think about the small business owners who spent a lifetime building something great, who are now hanging on by their fingernails just to keep the lights on. The disruption this virus has caused to our daily lives is immeasurable.
Gee, I wonder who caused that. You guys should look up that time she went after a barber and tried to destroy his business because he refused to close. Tried to shut him down, take his license away from him because he didn't want a stimulus check. Luckily, a court overruled that she can't do that, and the guy got his license back. She wants to blame COVID's destroying people's businesses? What? You were also ordered by the court that you can't even lock down anymore, that you have to lift it. And you literally just like, well, I got 21 days, and then after those 21 days, I'll find other means. While you go on your boat rides, while you tell other people they can't go on their boat rides. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. I really hope people don't look at this and go and think this is a reasonable response. She's just spitting in your face.
But I do ask one thing. Never forget that we are all in this together. Let's show a little kindness and a lot more empathy. Let's give one another a little grace, and let's take care of each other.
Well, I'll go after you individually if you don't do what I say, as I'll destroy your business as I have no reason to. Don't worry, I'm just doing it because it's what's best for you. Even after the court said I can't do it, I'm still gonna do it. This lady is so fake. Anyway, that's it. That was just a really weird response for what just happened, but, you know, I'll leave it there. I was thinking about doing a review of the debates, but I probably won't, because I can sum it up for you in 5 seconds. It was basically like, Camel, you lied about this. What do you got to say? Not true. Pence, the Orange Man is bad. You work for the Orange Man, so you must be bad. What do you have to say to that? Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you for telling me I'm bad and expressing yourself. Now I would like to say... There we go. That summed up the whole debate.